Good morning, guys. It's Monday over here. As of when I'm recording this video, it's Monday morning, almost afternoon. So, how's it going? I'm doing great. Um, just did laundry this morning. It was a really busy weekend. Husband and I cooked during the weekend, and so he wanted to do the laundry. I was like, nope, I'll do the laundry on Monday morning. Don't worry about that. So I just finished the laundry, just fed baby. Um, you know, I'll be going to school in the afternoon. Baby's here. I'm sure you can hear already. So hopefully she allows us to make this video in peace. Woo! So I'm doing great. Everything looks good over here. And today I want to talk about something that I find to be quite interesting. Woo! Today I'll be talking about Messiah syndrome. Messiah syndrome, otherwise known as Gbogbo Nishe syndrome. If you're wondering what Gbogbo Nishe is, for those that are Yoruba, they'll understand what Gbogbo Nishe means. Gbogbo Nishe is a cure-all. Do you know those drugs like that like promises to cure everything? That's like Gbogbo Nishe. So usually in Nigeria, back then, I don't know if it's still prevalent now, when you go on public transport or just you have some local herbalists, so to speak. For some of them, they're actually women who mix herbs together, and they'll come to you and tell you that, oh, have you seen this herb? This herb can cure malaria, it can cure typhoid, it can cure STDs. There is absolutely no problem you have that this drug cannot cure. So Bobonise is a drug that can cure everything. And I liken that to Messiah syndrome or Messiah complex, because if you have the Messiah complex, and now when they tell you the Bobonise is going to cure everything, it's not. A lot of time, what they call Bobonise, you're going to end up in the toilet for days. So the reason I liken it to Messiah complex is that people who have the Messiah complex or the Messiah syndrome, they tend to think they can prefer solutions to everything, to everybody. They tend to want to be everything to everybody. Now tell me how that's supposed to work. Now the reason I can speak on this is because your girl back in the days used to have the Messiah syndrome. And it was so detrimental to her. Bless you, my dear. It was so detrimental to her that she didn't even know. And I think somehow the Messiah syndrome can be likened to people pleasing as well. A lot of people who have the Messiah syndrome tend to people please. Now, as someone who is self-aware, like I've diagnosed myself, like, okay, yeah, I think I have this complex, like, I just want to like, when I meet people, even though I tend not to like have like a lot of friends, like when I mean like people that are really close to me, I have a lot of friends, but like very, very close friends. For those that are close to me, I just want to make sure they are all right. I just want to make sure they are doing good. I just want to make sure that life is working out for them. I just want to make sure that everybody is all right, everybody is okay. It's so bad. Like, yeah, I feel like it has gotten better right now. And I'm going to talk about how this complex has put me in trouble a lot of times. Like, you see red flags in people, and then you're like, oh, but I mean, this person is just a human being. Like, I also have my flaws. This person is not perfect. like Jesus. Jesus came to die for the imperfection of the world. So when you have the Messiah complex, you give excuses for people. You make excuses for their imperfections, like, you know what, this person is not perfect. I'm not perfect too. So why don't we just, stay together? Why don't I just accommodate this person? Why don't I just? And then you're entering a big hole, all because of a Messiah complex. It's so bad. I've seen other people who have the Messiah complex. I've met other people. And one thing about people who have Messiah complex is that they don't want other people to help them. They even hardly open up when they have problems. You know. And I didn't even know I had it, until when I met somebody who told me that it's okay to ask for help when you have a problem. Like, I have a very hard time opening up to people, like, when anything is wrong. And I think this stems back to my childhood, growing up as the first girl in the house. You're meant to be like, you're everything to everybody, literally, in the house. So the Messiah complex, I didn't even recognize I had it until much later in my life, where I met other people who were trying to do things for me, and I would say no. Like, because I'm like, oh, no, 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 you don't have to do that. But when I feel like somebody is in a position where I can help them, I always jump at it. So it just all goes back to like coming to another country, coming to a foreign country where I don't have like a primary family of my own back then. I was in that position where, I met a couple of people that were like, no, I can do this for you, I can help you, I can. And I was reluctant. Oh my goodness. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I was so reluctant to accept help from people. Like, until when it got so bad, like when it got so bad that, I could not, like, there was no turning back at this point. It's like I've already reached the wall. That was when, I was not like, okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, I started opening up to people little by little. But part of, what Messiah complex does to you is that you are readily available to help other people, especially those you consider close in some ways. But you never want to accept help from other people. Now, for those that know that you have the Messiah complex, oh, you're going to be the solution provider for them. And they think, and they become entitled to it because they think that's why you're there. When they think about a friend that can provide a solution to their problem, the first person that comes to their mind is you. And I've seen certain quotes that, tries to amplify Messiah complex, quotes that say that, don't be, don't be angry when people think about you only when they need you. It shows that you're a light in a dark world. And I used to reminisce on that quote back in the days, like, yeah, I'm a light in the dark world. But as I began to see, the negatives of the Messiah complex, I realized that it's okay to just be me. It's okay to say no to people. It's okay to not want to, like, jump in and not just help, but sometimes, people are just on their own. They're not even asking you for help. Anyways, guys, I just had breakfast. I had pancake and some eggs with my Lipton tea. So I'm yet to finish the Lipton tea. I'll just continue drinking it. By the way, hubby made the pancakes during the weekend. He's so good at making pancakes. Anything like pancake waffles, he makes it. I just leave it to him. Then when it comes to like baking some other things, like, let's say meat pie, egg roll, fish roll, I take care of those. So talking about Messiah complex, sometimes people you are extending your Messiah complex to, sometimes they don't even need it. But being the kind of person you are, because people who have Messiah complex in some shape or form, they tend to have this very like soft, I won't call it soft heart, but a kind heart. a kind of heart where you believe so much in humanity that you just want everybody to be okay. So we tend to see potentials in people even when they don't see those potentials in themselves. So I found myself in situations whereby, I'm pushing people like, yeah, you can do this. Like, you can do this. If you need anything, just let me know. I can provide this resource for you. I can provide that resource for you. I can talk to this person for you. And it stems back to Nigeria. Like, I can't remember, I can't count the number of people I recommended for certain things in Nigeria. Like, I would just recommend them for certain things in Nigeria. Like, oh, if they come to me like with their ish, or let's say, we got talking and then I got to know they need something, I jump on it really quick. Like, and one of the advantages of this for me is that, oh my goodness, like all my life, all my life, at every point where I am in need or like a dire need or something like that, there's always a breakthrough. There is always something that comes up. Like, I'm not somebody that would say that, oh, I'm stranded. Like, that's not me. Like, even if it gets to a really bad point, there's always a solution. Like, now, if you have the Messiah complex, it's not just something that will go away immediately. Like, I still have it. But it's not as bad as it used to be. For instance, the reason why I say I still have it, and I'm laughing at myself, my sister-in-law started a master's program recently. So she came around. She came around and her hair wasn't made. Said she wanted to make her hair, but there was just a lot going on, so she couldn't make her hair. So I think she was wearing a wig or something like that. So I'm like, I just looked at her and I was like, what school is resuming. Like, you're not just going to go to school with your hair like this. I have some extra crochet I can do for you if you don't mind. Now, my sister-in-law came on Wednesday. Was it on Wednesday? Yes. We had my husband and with the baby went out on Thursday, and on Friday I went into my crochet collections and I brought out crochet, and I braided her hair and I attached the crochet for her. Now, she didn't ask me. Now, when I was doing the hair, I was just laughing because to me, I'm like, no, I no longer want to have this Messiah complex. Like, this is like, no, I no longer want to have this, like, But then there I was making hair for my sister-in-law. She didn't ask me to make hair for her. I'm making it for free. I, I had no reason to make the hair for her. But I just thought, since she was going to school, she should, I should help her up a look in any way that I can. Messiah complex. So people with Messiah complex, they just want to help, and it also stems back to my career as well, my career path. Just being in public administration, being in a field that tends to like that has to do with human beings, and I'm just thinking like, but I've been burned, like I can say that the beautiful part of it is that at the end of the day you realize that you can put a smile on somebody's face and it makes you happy, because I just think that's what humanity is about. Like, we are all here for a greater purpose. Like, you should always look outside yourself. Or now, before I would say always look outside of yourself, but now I can say often look outside of yourself from time to time, because I've become self-aware of these things and I know how they can negatively impact me. So part of growth is, for me, I believe, is knowing that, okay, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. As much as I want to help humanity, that can also be such a disadvantage to my own person, because sometimes I tend to like put every other thing that I am doing, even sometimes for myself, and I just want to do things for other people. And this has put me in trouble. Like, like you're just, especially the fact that I tend to give excuses for people, even people I shouldn't give excuses for. You just be like, oh, I mean, we are all human beings, like, those kind of things. So Messiah complex has put me in trouble in the sense that what I should even collect money for sometimes, like, let's say I'm providing a resource for somebody, or I'm supposed to charge somebody for something. I just like, oh yeah, I mean, I know this. Why I mean, and you're my friend, like, and even the word friend, I think I over abuse it. Now, like I said, I don't have a lot of like close associate, but I have a lot of friends, so to speak. And I think I abuse that word friend because I just want to see people do well. And then you think they are your friends. No, they are not. No, they are not your friend. They are not. Like, because at the end of the day, you are dealing with these people. And then I realized that, okay, you're dealing with them based on, your perception of what friendship should be about, in the sense that, this is, I just want you to do well. I wish you well. This is about humanity, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'm not saying those things to them, but just by my actions, by my words of encouragement, that's what I am actually saying. And then you don't understand the detriment of this until you realize that because you are that way, people tend to take you for granted for no reason. And this is one of the reasons why I'm like, for every other resource I provide, for instance, I'm someone who tends to write a lot, like, I write and people will comment and blah, blah, blah. And I think over the past year, I really limited it, because that's a free resource. That's like my intellectual property. Like, like this is me just becoming more stingy with things that I know that are really unique to me. Not in a bad way, just like as I said, like, despite the fact that I said I'm trying to protect some of these qualities, like when my sister-in-law came in, I tried to see what I could do for her, and that was it. So those qualities are not just going to go away just like that. And I can tell you other instances where I'm going to talk about them later. Oh my goodness, like where I had just jumped in to help people, and it always comes back. That's the beauty of it. Like it always comes back in fold to me. That's the advantage of it. I am not even going to deny that. But should you have Messiah complex? Should you? I wouldn't say a yes or a no, like, because I know that for every good I do, even though I'm not doing good so that you can repay me, no. But based on my experience, it's like I always get it back in some shape or form somewhere else. Like, it's also something I think about, because at that point of believing that I could do this for you, or we could do this together, and it could work out this way. At that point, all I want to see is the results. At that point, all I want to see is that that thing works out. I believe that the sky is big enough, we can all be successful. So that's the mindset I go in with. I don't go in with the mindset that you should pay me anything. Like, do you understand? So, but then I've seen people take me for granted because of that, and I have learned over the years to grow from that, to understand that, because I have that tendency, people could take me for granted. And what can I do to protect myself? One of the things I started doing was that, okay, like, I could say no to people. Like, I'm somebody that when I see an opportunity to help, I really don't think about it. I just jump in. So now I tend to think about it like, okay, is this my call? Can I take a step back and just see if this is really my call? Like, I don't just jump in anymore. Like, I think about it. Try to think about it very well before I jump in. And for some other time where I have jumped in, because one of those cases happened recently. Somebody brought their problem to me, and then and it was becoming so intense. It was becoming so intense in the sense that I was offering my listening ears, and I was giving words of encouragement, which is something I which is something that just comes naturally to me. So I tend to give listening ears, and I tend to give words of encouragement. So I was doing this like almost on a daily basis, and it was becoming really intense. And at that point, I felt like I had said everything I needed to say to the person to help this person move forward. But I just think that, there's a time in your life where you just really need, maybe like a shoulder to lean on, and something like that. And that was the purpose I was serving to that person at that point in time. Mind you, that's not the first time I am serving that particular purpose to other people. And I have seen how it ends. In many cases, it doesn't really end well, honestly. Not like, I mean, it doesn't. So I looked at the whole situation and I told myself that, you know what, like, I feel like I've said everything I need to say to this person. I feel like, um, if this person would incorporate the things I have told them in form of encouragement, in form of prayers and things like that, that this person should be better going forward. And I somewhat removed myself from the situation. And oh my God, for like 2, 3 days, I kept on talking about it that, oh my God, I really don't like the fact that I withdrew from this situation. And I'll talk to my husband about it. And my husband will be like, so what do you want to do? I'm like, I just don't like the fact that I removed myself from this situation. I feel like this person still needs me. But I had to like, so it was one of those situations where I just had to, hold myself back from not giving more than I should, because I already know that I had given as much as I should already. So any other thing, going forward is me people pleasing. You understand? Because I had already gotten to that point where my spirit said that, okay, yeah, you've given this person what they need. Now that's how I feel deeply within me. But because I just want to see that person, I want to see it. To me, it's like a process, right? We started this process together. You brought this whole issue to me and we're able to like solve it to a particular point. Now you see me as like a confidant or something like that. And then I feel like, yeah, to some extent, I've been able to like give you the things that you need. But I'm the kind of person that wants to see it to the end. Like, yes, I want to see that at the end of the day, we're able to achieve success with this situation. But that's where I have learned that, life is a journey. You're only going to meet people where they are going to. You may not really follow them to where they are going to. You may not really reach their destination with them. But as much as you can, if you can contribute your quota to where they are or where you met them, that's enough. That's enough. So that's why I told myself that, you know what, I have contributed my quota, and I believe, and I just hope that this person appreciates the fact that I have contributed my quota. I hope that this person wasn't really expecting that I would do more than I have done, and I would just wish the person well. In another instance where I would say that I was really involved with somebody recently was, we had been working on something, for quite a while. And when it was almost time for this thing to pull through, this person started blindsiding me. And I'm like, why are you blindsiding me? Like, we've been working at this for quite a while now. Now that it's almost a success, you're blindsiding me. How does that make any sense? So I was confused for a while. I was even angry, but then I realized that, you know what, this is my Messiah complex kicking in. My Messiah complex was kicking in the sense that we had started this whole process together. I had given this person everything they needed, and everything was coming together, or everything had even come together. It was just like 1 or 2 steps more. And then this person just felt like, okay, yeah, I'm okay now, I'm good now. Like, I really don't need you anymore, like before. So let me allow you to do your own thing. And I was like, no, but this is like the pinnacle of everything. Like, this is where we should start celebrating. This is where, we just put the final touches to everything and everything will come together. But this person blindsided me at that point and I felt bad. And I'm like, I'm not supposed to be feeling bad. Like, why am I feeling bad? I realized that I've been too attached to the situation. I've been too attached to getting to the destination that I did not even realize my own role, in the sense that what if what I was meant to do for that person was just to help them with the process? What if the final destination is not even my concern? Why am I trying to put myself in it? Why am I trying to be so involved? Why am I getting too attached? So I removed myself from the situation. And unsurprisingly, when I did that, I think the person, after a couple of weeks, the person sent a message. Apparently, the person was stranded again and kind of like, needed is it input, or will it be like my solution providing extent, or what I could do, The person needed that. And of course, I didn't get to know from the person, right? Some other person who knows the person who knows me, they kind of contacted me and be like, oh, this so person needs so, and then blah blah blah, and I'm then I connected it, and it was actually the person who originated from me. But at that point, I had already, I think I had already just healed from that experience, and I'm like, you know what, I'm good. I don't want to be involved with this person. I just let everything just be the way it is. Like, I'm good, I'm okay. I wish the person well. I wish the person finds, solutions, whatever it is they're looking for. But for me, I'm done. So with the Messiah complex, I realized that, we can be friends, and then I'm not really looking at your life and saying that, oh, what if you do this? But that's just me. Like, I cannot look at you and then I see something that I could say or something I could do, and then I don't say or do it. But one of the things I am learning, one of the things I am improving on is that, you can be my friend and we can just be friends. Like, I really don't have to start telling you that, oh, what if you try this? What if you try that? What if I help you with this? What if I connect you with this person? What if I connect you with that person? Like, I believe it's one of the reasons why I'm here. And I believe that at the end of the day, my kind of work would kind of bring people together, connect people together. But I think there's some form of honor when you are paid for it in a way. That's how I feel sometimes, especially when I get burned. I'm like, oh my God, this person didn't even pay me for this. Like, why I mean, why did I? But I just think that um, what I have come to the conclusion is that sometimes, um, as much as my Messiah complex wants to kick in, sometimes I just have to let go. Sometimes I just have to like understand that it's okay to be friends with people. I don't have to be friends with you so that I can provide solutions to whatever your problem is. Because at the end of the day, indirectly, you tend to attract people who are not really the best for you, people who have a tendency to drag you down. Yeah. If you put yourself in that position, if you put yourself in that position where you have this mindset whereby you just want to provide solution for people, inadvertently, the kind of people that would be attracted to you, the kind of people you would be attracted to, are people who, in some shape or form, have one issue or the other. And is that a bad thing? No. I still believe that as human beings, that's what we're here to do for one another. We are here to help one another. Even despite the fact that I said I'm self-aware, that instinct still kicks in from time to time. If I see someone that needs help, I just, I'm like, oh, I think we can do this for this person. Even up to like, as far as my husband is concerned, like in his own side too, like with people, let's see people around him who he knows, like those are some of the things I do. I think that's me, that's my personality, that's who I am. But the world is so interesting that sometimes you get scared, like, you know what, like, I think I'm going too deep. I think I'm getting too attached. What if this or that happens? Like, so for me, I've just learned to just relax. I like all that time I take minding other people's business. What if I mind my business? That's one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel, because it's like I realized that, I mean, all that time I spend solving other people's problems, if I use it to build my YouTube channel, like, no, for real. All the time I spend, let's say, on Facebook sometimes writing stuff, and people are commenting like, oh my God, you're so smart, you're so wise. If I start my YouTube channel and I'm growing it steadily, something would come out of it one day, something will come out of it eventually. Like, I shouldn't just have all this resource, or because of course, yeah, I believe I'm blessed with all of this. But then I'm somebody who developed myself a lot. I'm somebody who observes a lot. So a lot goes into being who I am. And then I just want to give it away. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can call this person, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. I have this, I have that. Like, okay, why don't you just come together and do this? And then at the end of the day, people just shit on you. People do that a lot. Like, I have seen it so bad. The worst part is after everything, like, after everything, some people would act like like you never did anything, like I don't want you to start praising me or anything like that, but then it's like I don't know. I think this Messiah complex, I think he creates entitlement both ways, because it's like you are entitled some way to the person's, let's say to the person's can maybe loyalty, and the person is also entitled. The person wants you to remain the way you are to them. But when you begin to see like even despite that behavior, you would notice a change. So at some point, that's just the interesting part, because no matter what, at some point you begin to notice a difference in their behavior. You begin to know it's something that is so prevalent. Like what? Because it's I feel like it's just part of human nature. Like when a person is down, their demeanor, their character, everything, it's not going to be like when things are beginning to pick up. I think it's just a human thing. So I just feel like, man, like I'm like, I don't want to. In fact, there have been instances where I go out of my way and I'll talk to people for other people, and the person I'm even talking to doesn't even reply me, and I'm like but I'm just this is, and then I start thinking about it, like, okay, so now I'm trying to connect this person with this person, and this other person I'm not talking to didn't even reply me. Like, what if I had not even sent the message in the first place? At least I get to retain my respect. What's that? What's all that for? Like, what is all that for? This is not even my business, you know. But it's a blessing. I think it's a blessing for those that naturally have it. I think it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have the Messiah complex. It's a blessing too, because that's what Christ has told us to be. To be our brother's keeper. Let's not forget that. Let's us not forget that at all. That this is how we are actually meant to be as individuals. Christ has told us to be our brother's keeper. Christ has told us to love our neighbor as much as we love ourselves. So, in the fact that the world is just the way it is, we should not allow that to change us so significantly. We can still go out there, we can still help people, we can still provide solutions to people. At the end of the day, the most important thing is just boundaries, knowing when to put up boundaries. I believe that that's just one of the major lessons in my life, like that I've had to learn. Putting up boundaries with people, knowing what you can take and what you cannot take, and of course knowing when to withdraw your energy if you feel like you have done enough for somebody. So guys, that's all I have to say for today. um what do I have to do? I think the baby's asleep. I need to fold the clothes from the laundry. I'll try to make this meat pie, and I need to make meat pie because my husband likes to take snacks from home to work. We have some biscuits and some other things like that I will buy, but he doesn't really like it. So he prefers when I make the meat pie or any other snack that he can take from home. So I told him I was going to make it today. So that I'll just try to make the filling, the meat pie filling. Maybe one of these days I'm going to do a video on that. But it's just for him. Personally, I don't really mind. Since I have biscuits and cookies and some other things like that, they're usually okay for me. But he really likes it, so I'll just try to see if I can make it and then fold the clothes from the laundry, and then I'll go for my class later in the evening. And that's about it. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time.